What's up, guys? So I've been watching a lot of videos about Vietnamese street food, and I came across this one dish that sounded like one of the weirdest foods I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a fish curry called Bun Ken and originates from Phu Quoc, an island in Vietnam. Just like Hawaii, it's famous for its mountains, beaches, and seafood, so I thought this is the perfect opportunity for me to mesh my two cultures together. So let's find out what the hype's about. Alright guys, I'm at Costco again in YPO. I'm about to try to find a butterfish, which is very common on a lot of local menus, and Costco happened to have it. I'm about to fillet this, 1702. See how light in color the butterfish is. I could have bought the filleted and packaged one, but it was more expensive, so I got the whole fish and broke it down myself. I really just wanted the practice, but this ended up taking me like a whole hour to break down. And since it has pin bones, I tried to use some fish tweezers, but that didn't work. So I cut the fish where the bones stopped and split the fillets, so just the soft meat is left. And after I portioned it, I kind of just put it on the back burner for a few weeks, because I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. I was gonna make fish and chips, or fish katsu, but I feel like butterfish is not the best fish for it because it's so delicate once it's cooked. So then I decided on Bun Ken because the fish is mashed up anyway, so the texture doesn't really matter. We start the stock with all of our fish bones, also some other fish trimmings I had, hot water, and low heat. It's the next day. We're about to go check on my soup. We start by straining the soup, and you can tell how much flavor is extracted from the fish just by the color of the broth. I'm about to start making the chili oil. We slice some garlic and get a light golden color before transferring to the pot to start our curry. And the recipe calls for lime leaves, but I don't have any, so this is some homemade kosho I made, and then a small bunch of lemongrass. For the chili oil, I start with Szechuan chili flakes. Then I add some Calabrian chili powder, paprika, because I really wanted to enforce that red color and make it look like the videos I seen online. Then I forgot I'm supposed to fry some lemongrass and shallots. So I use a food processor and grind it to a nice paste. At this point, I just decided to sacrifice my chili oil. So I added turmeric to it, then our mixture. And this is just on low heat to really bring out the essential oils and the aromatics. And our chili mixture has now turned into our curry mixture. A big dollop of coconut cream. And you'll see this color change to something that actually does resemble curry. For the stock, I start with fish sauce, chicken bouillon, some palm sugar, and I didn't want to over season right now because I still have to reduce this broth down. So with some of our portioned butterfish, we mash it up with the aromatics, and this kind of becomes like a gravy almost. This broth was smelling extremely funky. So I added some sake, because I heard when you add alcohol to anything you cook, it eliminates like the weird smells. 2 hours later, this is what our curry is looking like, and I do not like the color. It's like a deep orange. So I added all the rest of the coconut cream I had to really lighten it up. I was losing faith in this dish, but now it does kind of look like a curry. I had to work, so I let it cool overnight, and the next day, it's just about prepping the rest of the toppings. So I blend some rice vermicelli noodles, cut up some green onions, and I try to make spears of cucumbers, but I kind of just sliced it thin. And I did the same with the carrots too, then sliced it so the shreds were a lot smaller. And it worked out really well. And the last piece of this recipe is just making some nuoc mam. This is a classic condiment that you'll have at every single Vietnamese restaurant. And it's really easy to make. Sugar, garlic with the hot water because it kind of pickles it. We add lime juice, Thai chilies, fish sauce, and then you just taste and adjust. So I added some honey. In our bowl, we add our rice vermicelli noodles, all the different vegetable toppings. That's really gonna keep this dish light and have a lot of different textures going on. Then I topped it with the curry and realized that it looked really ugly, so I just re-topped it with all the same vegetables. And fried shallots sounded really good, so I just added some of those, some of that nuoc mam with very intentional placement of the peppers on top to add some contrast. This is Bun Ken. Halfway through making this, I was questioning if I was actually gonna like it. The curry was smelling kind of weird, but then after I seasoned it, added some sugar, extra cream, it came out pretty good. First, we'll take a sip of the broth. A very light, salty broth. We have so many textures and flavors going on here. The meat in the fish curry absorbed all of the flavors. With the addition of all the vegetables, it adds a nice texture and keeps this dish feeling so light. I do really like this dish. And I still have all of this. What else? Now I'm eating this cold and it's still good. Curry rating system, at least an 8. I forgot how much lemongrass I blended into this. I don't get any stringy texture. This is one of those hidden gem Vietnamese foods that if you don't hear about it, you'll never know. Rating it in all types Vietnamese cuisine, I'll give this a 7.6. Remakeability is a pretty tedious process. If you have an excess of fish and you have a lot of people to feed, this is the perfect dish to make. This is my second day eating it, and I think I prefer it more cold. The one thing I would add to this is chili oil, but I definitely think it's better the second day.